What's up, guys? It's Jay, MorninAfterKill, and I'm back here with some more Borderlands pre-sequel news and information that's coming out of E3. But before we get into the actual topic of the commentary, I want to let you guys know, number one, I am only one man. I run this channel 100% by myself, and it is a hobby. It is not my full-time job, so I will be getting these videos out as fast as possible as I can. And I want to let you guys know that all the footage and information that we are looking at is subject to change before the pre-sequel is released. None of this is 100% going to be in the game. However, I want you to realize that we are 3 months away from the release of the game, and this game still needs about 2 weeks to go through certification for gold, and not to mention that the footage we've seen from E3 is the first to be released that doesn't say work in progress. So I believe that we are seeing a version of the game from E3 which will be very similar to the release version. But with that said, let's get right into some of the newer things that have been spotted from E3. And the first thing is the Celestial prefix for class mods that we have been seeing for the last few weeks. They've shown both skill trees of Wilhelm and Athena, and we can now confirm that they do boost 5 skills each. And looking further into the screenshots, later on we can see Athena's inventory that it is a legendary rarity class mod. So legendary rarity class mods will be coming back for the pre-sequel, and that's going to be huge because these skills inside of the pre-sequel are looking like some of the most powerful that we've ever seen, and it's looking like that every single character inside the game is gonna be fucking OP. I like that they're bringing a little bit of fan service back for us to go ahead and just completely dominate inside the game and have a little bit of fun. The second thing that we saw is that out in the middle of nowhere, there are vents in the surface of the environment that give off and replenish your O2 system. So even though 2K has shown us that there's oxygen capsules that drop from enemies, there are oxygen boosting relics in the game, and even skills that restore oxygen, some people are still worried that O2 might still be a problem during boss fights or in areas where oxygen capsules and depots or killable mobs to get oxygen capsules aren't readily available. You don't have to worry because they worked in oxygen refilling into the environment as well. And if that's not enough to convince you, there is a new Moonshine stat that recovers oxygen when damaging enemies. So it looks like oxygen is more of a commodity that you're actually going to manage for just jetpacking and traversing the terrain. Because honestly, I did not see any urgency inside of any of the gameplay shown to find more oxygen all E3, and there has been a huge amount of gameplay coming out. So it looks like those of you guys that were naysayers of the O2 system, you don't have to worry because it doesn't look like it's going to be something that you have to micromanage. But let's go ahead and take a look at the Moonstone clusters, because remember I made a video talking about the Moonstone clusters, and before we saw that they were purple rarity and the description for them were very vague. And now they're showing inside of this gameplay that they're teal and actually giving us some type of information that will allow you to purchase Moonshine weapons. And the trailer showed that Moonshine was a stat that upped the drop rates on the weapons, and it's looking like that the Moonshine stat recovers oxygen when damaging enemies. We just saw that on the weapon card like 30 seconds ago. And the Moonstone clusters allow you to purchase upgrades and buffs in Concordia. So we get some extra information from that one sentence right there, because number one, it looks like Concordia is probably going to be our hub city like New Haven and Sanctuary previously were in Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2. And we're seeing a new currency inside of the game, which is going to be used to purchase buffs and upgrades, and we still don't know what they are, whether they're going to be temporary or for weapons or for your characters, or if they're going to be actually things like the Wisps or Turtle Up that we have seen in Borderlands 2 that didn't actually make it into the game, or is it going to be a whole different ball game we have absolutely no idea. But I can't wait to see what kind of upgrades and buffs that we can buy with this currency. Another really cool thing that I'd like to point out is that there are green jump pads and thrust vents in the surface that allow for vertical gameplay in open spaces, and this seems like a lot of fun because there will be some really awesome chances for the developers to hide some loot chests in some really off-the-wall spots, and that's one of my favorite things that I love to do with Borderlands, and I know you guys love doing it too, is searching for hidden loot chests in the terrain, and I can't wait to see how these jetpacks actually affect this gameplay, because even though I thought that low gravity might get annoying at first, it's looking like that they are taking the steps inside of this game to make sure that low gravity is actually adding to the gameplay of Borderlands instead of taking away from, you know, the really fast-paced run-and-gun action that you're used to. And the next feature that we're seeing that is 100% totally new is the option to inspect other players. Yeah, you can hit the Y button and sniff the ass. But no, seriously, this is looking like that you're actually going to be able to tell what kind of loot somebody has on them just by inspecting them, which is actually a lot better than having to throw your gear on the ground to show it off, because number one, some people like to fuck around and loot your gear, or number two, the more likely suspect is the terrain will just glitch and it eats your weapon. It goes beep right through the floor and you never see it again. But it's also cool because if you think somebody's hacking inside of your game, you can look at them to see if their gear looks legit. And if that's not enough to keep the hackers and modders out of your game, the next feature they show will help you sniff them out even easier, because when somebody joins your game, your badass rank is shown when players enter the game. Now, this is a very awesome feature because there was a lot of people in Borderlands 2 that had modded badass rank so far out of proportion that it's just not fun to play with them because they're running around one-shotting everything inside the game. And hopefully there'll be an option for hosts inside this game to force people to turn their badass rank off for everyone. So if you think somebody is in your game, you know, hacking, I think it would be really cool to be able to force everybody to have their badass rank off. That way, there's no actual real discussion or dispute whether or not somebody's shit is legit. Or, now, with this new feature, when they join the game, you'd be like, oh, you have 1,000,000 badass rank. How about you get the fuck out of my game, motherfucker? But the last few things that were spotted at E3 pertain to weaponry inside this game, and let's face it, everybody wants to know about the new guns because all the guns that we've seen so far look like they're returning from Borderlands 2. And we've been promised new loot inside this game, and number one, right here, boom! Laser weapon cards are shown for the first time, and it's a pretty interesting stat that this weapon, the longer you hold it down, the more damage it does. That's something that we haven't seen in Borderlands for a specific weapon type. We have seen it with, you know, Salvador and his keep firing skill, but we haven't seen it pertain to a specific weapon. And the next weapon might not look very exciting, but at a second glance, this is the first sighting of a regular, non-legendary, non-laser gun in the game that's actually 100% new to the game with a new prefix. And like I said, I know it's not the most exciting thing ever. It's a bandit shotgun, but for once, it's our first confirmation that there will be guns inside this game in the Borderlands Presequel loot pool that didn't come back from Borderlands 2. And that is a good confirmation right there. Even though everybody knew that we were going to get weapons that weren't in Borderlands 2, it's nice to finally see one pop up, and it's a bandit shotgun. It doesn't look totally useless, but that fire rate though, ouch. So, my name is Jay, MorninAfterKill. Make sure you guys rate, comment, subscribe. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you could leave a thumbs up on the video, I'd highly appreciate it, because it gives me motivation to make more videos for you motherfuckers that watch my motherfucking videos. This was just some of the things that were spotted at E3 that are 100% new that we haven't seen before, and it's getting pretty exciting. So, like I said, my name's Jay, MorninAfterKill. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you guys later.